Ladies, gentlemen, this is Chris from Good Looking Loser, and we're going to answer a frequently asked question about each and every Bathmate hydro pump. I just dropped this one here, but I got them all. And that question has to do with how do you get the Bathmate Pump? Okay, now pump is used in a different way. Basically, what we talk about the Bathmate Pump is your dick, okay, after you use it, temporarily, okay, and like I said in the other videos, these temporary gains become permanent ones, but temporarily it is longer and thicker than you've ever seen it before, okay? So, if you're new to Bathmate, you heard it here first. One of the best parts about it is putting it on, 10, 12 minutes, use it as directed. You can go up to 20 minutes, if you're ready for that. And after you take it off, your dick, okay, the tissue has expanded, and it will be slightly longer and significantly thicker than it ever has been. And that is one of the very best parts about using the Bathmate. For nothing else, you can walk around with your penis nice and warm on the side of your leg, okay? That's fun. But also, which is more fun, is to taking it into the bedroom, okay? Your partner and you will experience even better sex. We call it Bathmate sex, but largely it's just you have a bigger dick temporarily, and you can use that in intercourse. And it's certainly, especially girth, that thing that really lights women up, definitely is on full display. Okay, so let's talk about how to get that. All right, before we talk about that, real quick, it's important that I don't recommend guys that are new to Bathmate, meaning you haven't used this thing for at least 30 days, okay? Follow the regular newbie routine, if you're new to it for 30 days, and then you can explore things like this, okay? Because it's a little different between using it as, a veteran, or just at least if you've used it for a few months, and using it when you're just starting out, okay? To get this big, all-day Bathmate hang and pump, okay, the extra girth, you're going to want to enter the Bathmate with a full erection, okay? Enter it with a full boner. That's what I do, okay? This is how I learned this, but everyone else has done this too, okay? Put the Bathmate on your full boner as tight as you possibly can, okay? Then that's not different than probably what you've been doing before, okay? And you'll notice, okay, that give it, your regular 10, 15, 20 minutes, however long you're doing it for. When you take it off, your dick will be huge, okay? Or at least bigger than it definitely was before. All right. As you do this a lot of times, and I don't mean in the same day, I mean just over a period of the next few months, okay, you'll notice that your pump, okay, the girth, the temporary girth lasting after, and a little bit of length, will last longer and longer, okay? Largely, it'll start out, maybe the first time you do this with a full erection, full pressure, you might get it for, I would say, at least 45 minutes, maybe 2 hours or something. But once you really start doing this, and this is part of, also getting permanent gains too, okay? That Bathmate pump, that perpetual pump, that temporary, if you will, girth will hang around longer and longer and longer. But the key is getting a good quality erection and putting the thing on, as tight as you possibly can have it, okay? That's what gives that temporary gain. That's what gives the Bathmate pump. That's what expands the tissue, okay? And there will come a point, believe me, after you've used this thing for a year or more, that Bathmate pump, if you're practicing safe sex, which you should be, using condoms, will be too big for your condoms, and you obviously have to move up to the magnums and the bigger sizes. But there'll come a point, because I hit this in probably my second and a half year or something like that I could only do this Bathmate pump thing, full boner, full pressure, for about 6 minutes. Otherwise I would be too big for a magnum, okay? And I really do see that happening for everybody, because girth, Bathmate's where it's at for girth, and it will give you some length gains, especially if you're new to male enhancement. But girth is definitely both temporary and permanent. What you're going to see from the Bathmate. So again, full boner, full pressure, directed amount of time. But if you're a newbie, don't try this yet. And even after your first 30 days, ease into this, okay? Rather than using a full erection for 15 or 20 minutes, as directed, you might want to use full boner for like 5 or 6 minutes and just see it. And you'll feel it. It's different. Using the Bathmate with an erection is very, very different than using it without. Okay? I wish I kind of knew this thing when I was first starting out. And this is 2009 when I first got the Bathmate. I think I used it probably about a half a year without like trying it with a boner or something. And then I did, and I was just like, whoa, this is way different, okay? And then I started seeing a lot of, the pump, and then, the gain slowly sticking, but the pump staying around longer and longer, okay? So full boner, full pressure, 10, 20 minutes, ease into it, not for newbies. You'll love it, though.